Hi everyone, it's Lisa and welcome to Make It Monday. Today is week 27 in my series on techniques. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to be teaching you a technique that was shared by Diana Gibbs 3 years ago at a Stampin' Up! Convention, and it's called the Mist technique, and it actually uses the Stampin' Up! Mist. Let's get started. You're going to need a piece of white cardstock, and today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using 3 colors versus 1, which is how Diana taught it, so keep in mind you can use just 1 color to create this technique. I'm going to hold it up a little bit closer and hopefully you can see it. This white background that's been created with a stamp. Here's another sample I have for you. This one might be a little bit easier to see. Do you see the white pattern here? The cool thing about this, and unfortunately you can't feel it, is it actually feels slightly textured from the Stampin' Mist technique. I'm going to be using a background stamp because that's going to be the best way to accomplish this. I'm going to use 3 colors as well. So my first one is Pistachio Pudding, and you're going to need a wedge of sponge. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put color on here and I'm going to sponge it across my cardstock. Now I'm going to be doing this very randomly because that's just the way I want this project. If you want to do something larger, like perhaps the sunflower or the dictionary stamp, where you're going to cover the entire quarter sheet of cardstock, you're going to want to make sure you sponge the entire piece. Next, Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to sponge in, and I'm going to make sure that I kind of go over a little bit where I've already put the pistachio. Last but not least, Pear Pizzazz. So these white areas are actually exactly what I want just for the project I'm doing today. The next thing is your background stamp. This stamp is called Off the Grid. It is a single wood mount stamp for backgrounds. I love it because it goes great with everything. And you're going to need a VersaMark pad, and then have your Stampin' Mist close by. Now with a large background stamp, I'll entice you to use it face up on the table because it's going to be a lot easier to use. So I'm going to ink it up in my VersaMark. And then I'm going to use my Stampin' Mist, and I am going to mist this. And don't mist it too much. I'm going to press it on my sponged cardstock. Now, it doesn't look like much now, but as it starts to dry and evaporate, you're going to see that the texture from the background stamp is actually going to protrude through the ink like a VersaMark pad does. So let me bring you back to this one and show you as it's dried, it started to turn white. Some of them will actually turn a tone of gray or almost a silver color depending on what color you sponged with. That's called the misting technique. I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of my upcoming techniques in my series. And I'd love an opportunity to earn your business, so visit my website. The address is on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week for Make It Monday.